everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Osoyoos Town Council, Monday, December the 21st, 2015 at 2 p.m. in Council Chambers. So first off is the adoption of some minutes. So we have the Committee of the Whole minutes of December the 7th, 2015, and the regular open minutes of December the 7th, 2015. And we are going to make some changes to the standing committee, the standing committees at the meeting a little bit further along. So we're going to adopt these minutes by consensus, but we will open up those two areas, and we'll talk about it later. That's correct, Mr. Zackel. We've agreed that that's what we can do. Okay, so those will be adopted by consensus. Business arising from prior minutes? Doesn't look like there's anything. Introduction of late items? No? No. And no delegations. So, here we are, ready at to the Water District's 8 and 9 financial accounts. And that would be in the amount of $19,157.71.
I move.
Okay, moved and seconded that we accept this report. All in favor? Thank you very much.
Told you we were going to make it.
We're going to give them a bad time. Okay, next is correspondence. And first thing is the OBWB, Okanagan Basin Water Board meeting highlights. I do know that that I was at this meeting, and there is opportunity for some funding. And I know we got a grant last year. I believe it was to look at how we should proceed with water metering. And but there is an opportunity to apply for grants again. There's also wetland restoration efforts, which are all up and down the valley, particularly in the North Okanagan. And working with, as we notice, the Okanagan Nation Alliance and the BC Wildlife Federation, lots of these groups working together, and we had a presentation this morning from BC Wildlife Federation. So it's very nice to see them all working together. And we are certainly looking at ways to collaborate on water monitoring and look at possibilities for next year for drought and where water comes from, and I think it will be an ongoing issue at the OBWB. So, did anyone have any concerns about that? No. So we will receive that report by consensus. And next is the SILGA convention. Should I read this report, or?
Or I can, if you wish.
Go ahead, please.
Oops. So under the SILGA report, it's a call for resolutions for the 2016 convention. The SILGA annual general meeting and convention is scheduled to be held in Kelowna from April 20th to April 22nd, 2016. The SILGA Constitution requires that resolutions be considered at the annual general meeting and are to be received by the Secretary-Treasurer no later than 60 days prior to this meeting. Friday, February 19th, 2016 will be the deadline for the receipt of resolutions. If your local government wishes to submit a resolution for consideration at the 2016 SILGA Convention, please forward by email your resolution to alistair@shaw.ca. Any background information on the resolution would be helpful. For information on how to properly write a resolution, please refer to the UBCM website, which is referenced in the letter. Resolutions not received by February 19th will not be considered, or will be considered late resolutions, and must go through the following procedures to be considered at the AGM. A late resolution may only be introduced if received by Resolutions Committee Chair at least 24 hours prior to the commencement of the annual general meeting, and provided that enough copies are supplied in order they can be circulated to all member representatives at the meeting registration desk at the time of registration, and provided that the resolution to allow its debate receives an affirmative vote of 3/5 or 60% of the members' representatives in attending in the meetings. Late resolutions will be reviewed by the Resolutions Committee prior to the meeting, and only those on a subject matter which could not have been submitted by normal deadline date outlined in Section 10.4 would be considered. So that is the letter that is being circulated to Council through this meeting.
Thank you. I'm not sure whether we have any resolutions that are come to mind right away, but we do have until February the 19th. So
That's correct.
Perhaps we can just think about that for the time, and we will receive that. So the next item is the 5-year review of RCMP police service agreements. And Mr. Zackel, how should we, the first thing that I noticed on this is that it says attention mayors of municipalities over 5,000 in population that receive policing services from the RCMP. And that does not apply to us.
No.
So should we just receive this for now? After the next census, it's possible we'll be over 5,000, but we're not now.
Let's shoot for under, but yes.
Yes.
I would just recommend to receive this.
Okay, we'll just receive this then. Thank you very much. And next is the Parks and Recreation Commission Establishment Repeal Bylaw number 1315. And are you going to deal with that, Mr.
Yes, I can.
Zackel? Thank you.
So before Council is the Parks and Recreation Commission Establishment Repeal Bylaw number 1315, 2015. As part of the process to repeal Bylaw 940, it is necessary to create a new bylaw to complete the action. At the December 7th meeting, Council passed the first 3 readings of Parks and Recreation Commission Establishment Bylaw number 1315. Staff is bringing this bylaw forward for adoption. Under the implications for community, provides an opportunity for the community to bring ideas forward for Council's consideration. Organizationally, this bylaw assists with a clear definition or defined role for the committee. No changes for budget. Significant dates to get this done as soon as possible. Sustainability. This process streamlines the committee's roles and assists in helping us achieve sustainability in many areas, including social and environmental programming. So the options before Council, for Council to adopt Bylaw number 1315, 2015. Option 2 to Council to adopt Bylaw number 1315, 2015 at a later time. And Option 3 for Council to approve nothing at this time. And Mr. Davis's recommendation is option number 1, for Council to adopt Bylaw number 1315, 2015. This will assist in creating the Community Service Advisory Committee.
Thank you. Council? Councillor Campbell.
I'd like to make a motion for Council to adopt Bylaw number 1315, 2015.
Thank you. Councillor King, seconding. We've already had this explained to us in quite a lot of detail, and we've had this first 3 readings have already been accepted. So all in favor? Thank you very much. That's completed. Next is the Gyro Park Plaza Stage B extension. Mr. Cunningham.
Thank you. The purpose of this report is to request Council approve retaining H&M Excavating Limited to construct Phase B of Gyro Park Plaza for the fixed sum of $73,931.55, including GST. The attached figure shows the relative locations of the Phase A, which is near completion, and Phase B, which will commence next year. Our consultant Outland's original estimate last year for Phase B was $263,263. In March 2015, Crown Contracting Limited, who were hired for Stage A, quoted a price of $206,857.17 to also complete Stage B, but Council voted not to proceed at that time. However, on April 17th, Council did agree with issuing a change order of $81,974.60 for Crown to order sufficient additional pavers, tree grates, park furniture, and lighting in advance for Phase B to take advantage of bulk ordering and maintain product consistency. Since Outland's first design, the scope of Phase B, it should read. Phase B has been reduced by pulling back at the eastern end from the Lake Riparian area and narrowing the design width to avoid the nearby volleyball courts. Even so, the combined total of $155,906.15 for the H&M tender and pre-ordered materials does come in considerably lower than the previous amounts. On November 10, 2015, Outland issued an invitation to tender for Stage B, which was advertised on BC Bid and the town website. The tender summarized the scope of required work as follows, with install only identifying where the town is providing the pre-ordered materials. Concrete ramp, 1. Concrete edger, 41.1 meters. Concrete unit pavers, 230 square meters, install only, because they were pre-ordered. Trees, 6. Benches, 3, install only. Light bollards, 3, install only. Bike racks, 3, install only. Tree grates, 6, install only. Irrigation, electrical works. 6 tenders were received and opened on December 2, 2015. The tender results are as follows. H&M Excavating Limited, bid amount $73,931.55. They are located in Penticton. The next, TGK Irrigation Limited, $78,509.99. They're located in Burnaby. Sierra Landscaping Limited, $83,453.70. Winfield. Superior Excavating Limited, $84,714. Beachland. Crown Contracting Limited, $111,632.98. Surrey. Grayback Construction Limited, $114,805.60. Penticton. As can be seen, H&M Excavating is the lowest bidder. Outland evaluated all tenders, and after confirming no mistakes were made in the contractor's schedule of quantities and unit prices, and all had the right documentation, recommend the town retain H&M Excavating for the contract price of $73,931.55, including GST. Options. 1. Council approves retaining H&M Excavating for Stage B of the Gyro Park Plaza. 2. Not approve. Impacts community. Complete Gyro Park in a timely and cost-effective manner and be ready for linking to the proposed Gyro Park Pier project. Organization of the contractor's work will be supervised by Outland Design Consultants with additional local supervisory input from Public Works staff. Budget see above. Sufficient timelines. Completion date for Stage A is May 13, 2016. Sustainability adds quality of life attractions for residents and tourists. Recommendation. Staff recommends that option 1, Council approves retaining H&M Excavating for Stage B of Gyro Park Plaza for the fixed contract price of $73,931.55, including GST. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see that the completion date for Stage A is May 13th. In your significant timelines, when might we expect the completion of Stage B?
Okay, I've got this mixed around again.
So it's significant timelines, it says?
Yeah, it should be Stage B. I'm sorry.
Okay. So it should be Stage B that will be completed by?
May 13, 2016. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. This morning we heard a report concerning the proposed pier, and this would tie this very nicely, Stage A, Stage B, and the pier eventually, through resort municipality funding, quite a lot of it. So yes. That's very good. Councillor King.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Mayor. I guess just looking at the design, it looks like it's about 20 or 30 feet short towards the lake there.
Yes, previously the design took it out closer to the lake, and then our consultants got concerned about going into the riparian area because if you're within 30 meters of the high water mark, you automatically have to hire a qualified environmental professional who files a report with the Ministry of Environment, and they can come back and approve or not approve your proposal or approve it with conditions. So it was decided to leave that extra amount and include it in the approach going up to the pier, because we're going to be going in there for a lot more riparian approvals and environmental approvals, so it was thought better to lump them all together.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay. Yes, Councillor Rhodes.
Thank you, Member Kordoff. I'm glad we cleared up that thing with the Stage B thing, but I wanted to ask about that date. It seems to be, it's very close to the May long weekend. We're usually fully engaged in our tourism aspect by May 13th. And it's not a huge job.
No.
It's labor intensive, but is there no way that we could bump that up a little bit, or?
Okay, well, the actual completion date was set for a week earlier than that, and the May 13th was safety, just in case they went over that. But looking at the contractor's timetable for doing the work, it looks as though they'll be able to complete it earlier than that. They've submitted a schedule, a time schedule, for 7 weeks of work.
Okay, so we're prepared to award this to them now, and it's going to take them.
Yeah, we awarded now, but they won't be starting work till right after in the new year. Yes.
Okay.
So will they be able to do this during this type of weather? Will they have to wait until March?
No, they won't have to wait till March.
Okay.
No, they can start in some aspects of it right away.
Okay. So you okay with that, CJ?
Do we want to include that in any resolution that comes out, or?
To what effect?
The only problem that I have is it's May 13th, and if something goes astray, they may use that as a target date to have it done, and I just feel that it's way too late in the year.
Okay, so what date would you like to apply to it?
Well, I don't know, where'd the date come from? Was it a condition that we put in, or?
Yes, that came from our consultants,
Okay.
and there was discussion with myself and the CEO about it.
And there was about 7 weeks predicted for work, is that what I heard?
Well, yes, they've got
Yeah.
7 weeks of predicted work, including starting in January. Okay.
I think Councillor Rhodes is just maybe backing that date up to May 6th or whatever you have in the contract in case they read this document and use it as an excuse. I understand your contract says an earlier date, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
No, the tender sent.
The tender, yes.
Set an earlier date.
that's what I meant.
Yeah, so if council would like to attach to the motion an earlier date, we'll pass that on.
I'd feel very comfortable with an April 30th date if that's achievable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
please include that in the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. So the motion is that we recommend option, are you making that motion? Option 1, but with the date of, the final completion date of April 30th, 2016.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
And,
Thank you.
Yep.
and that's Councillor Rhodes, Councillor Campbell?
Yes.
No?
King.
King?
It was King.
Are you going to confuse me again?
It was King.
Okay. Councillor Rhodes, Councillor King, all in favor. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Cunningham. And next is the proposal for the town of Osoyoos to join BC One Call. Mr. Dinwiddie.
Thank you, Member Kordoff. An accident that damages one of the many buried facilities in BC can mean a loss of life or personal injury to the excavator, environmental damage to the surrounding area, or disruption of essential services to a local community. BC One Call is a non-profit organization working in partnership with WorkSafe BC and the BC Oil and Gas Commission in preventing accidents that may place a community in distress or cause personal injury. The town of Osoyoos is currently not a member of BC One Call. Being a member of BC One Call will send a strong message to the community that we are committed to safety. A value added of becoming a member is that a number of municipalities are using the information obtained to check for permits, business licenses, and traffic disruptions, and tracking pavement cuts and billing when others are working in our road allowances. BC One Call will waive the one-time membership joining fee for the town of Osoyoos due to our commitment to safety. The estimated annual cost of membership to BC1 is approximately $450 a year, or about $2.25 a call. The implications for our community is that the town of Osoyoos will be reinforcing our commitment to safety to the community. Organizationally, operational services will be better able to track any pavement cuts in our road allowances, ensuring their timely repair. Implication for the budget is that the town of Osoyoos will be better able to ensure that anyone wishing to excavate in our community has completed all the necessary permits and business licenses prior to the commencement of work, which could result in increased fee collection for the town. Significant dates are, in order to have the operational policies in place prior to the construction season beginning, it is recommended that the town of Osoyoos join BC One Call early in 2016. With regards to sustainability, by having more accurate and complete lists of all pavement cuts within the town road allowances, operational services will be able to more efficiently schedule resources for their repair. The options to council are that council approve entering into an agreement for service with BC One Call, and that the authorized signatories for the town be authorized to sign the agreement. Option number 2 is that council does not approve entering into agreement for service with BC One Call. Option number 3 is that council requests additional information prior to making a decision. Administration's recommendation is that council adopt option number 1.
Thank you very much. I've certainly seen the ads on TV. There's a horse or something on there. It's a kind of a cartoon. Can you kind of explain what would happen? I mean, who phones BC One? How does BC One, are they based in Vancouver? How do they get involved in helping us?
I think with BC One, anyone who's going to do any sort of excavation work, like you said, they have quite a enthusiastic ad campaign.
Yes.
And so they encourage everybody who's going to, whether it's installing a fence or you're putting in a new power line or water service or whatever, they encourage you to call before you dig. BC One, I think they run out of the Lower Mainland area. I don't know exactly where their offices are. But what they do is they have a network where they look at all of Fortis's infrastructure, all the various municipalities' infrastructure, so where all our water and sewer services are. We would provide them with that sort of information. And they have these maps and stuff like that, like at their disposal. And then when somebody calls in, what they do is they give, like if you're going to dig in Osoyoos, they would provide the people concerned with like where Fortis's lines are, where Eastlink cable lines are, where our water lines are, where our sewer lines are. And then they would provide us a list of who was going to do that digging. What has happened in the past is that we were unaware that, for example, recently a company was hired by Fortis to put in some underground cable work. The only reason we knew that they were in town is because they came across one of our curb stops for our water service and said, "Hey, what's this?" Mm-hmm. And so we said, "That's ours. What are you doing?" And they were coming dangerously close to our line, and we didn't even know they were in town because we didn't know that they were in town because we're not part of BC One, so we wouldn't know that they are there. So what BC One Call gives us for their $2.25 every call is a list of who's actually doing the digging in our community. And like I said, if we know who's doing the digging, we can keep better track of where they're digging, what they're doing, when they're going to be doing the digging, so that we can go out prior to them starting their excavation and mark out where our water and our sewer lines are and make sure that they don't cause any damage.
So would it just be you and your office that would call BC One? It wouldn't be
BC One Call
me.
will call us, actually.
No.
Okay, what if I wanted to put in a fence? Am I in my yard? Do I phone BC One?
Yeah, you will call
Oh.
BC One, and then BC One will call us at the
Okay.
yards and let us know that Mayor McCortoff is wants to put in a fence. This is where her property is, and then we will have that information. We will go to our GIS records, and then we'll provide BC One call a map showing where our utilities are, and then they would give that information to you.
And does that mean that that it's going to take quite a while for your Public Works town staff to
Usually
provide this?
Usually BC One call. No, they usually require 3 days' notice before you're going to do any of the excavating, and we
Okay.
should easily be able to accommodate that request within 3 days.
Okay. Anybody have any?
Typically, over the last 2 years, we've averaged about 200 calls. Like BC One has averaged about 200 calls in the area for responses to excavations.
Okay. Councillor Campbell?
How long has BC One been operating?
I don't know. Quite a while.
It's not new.
No, it's not new. Years and
No,
years.
no.
Most of the municipalities in the Okanagan Valley are members.
That's
of
what I was
BC
going to
One
ask.
Call.
Okay.
We just happen to not be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Councillor Rhodes?
So I'll make a motion based on option number 1, the wording in option number 1.
Are you seconding that? So that would be Rhodes Campbell. Anybody else? All in, oh, did you want to speak? Go ahead, please.
Just one other comment. I have a 75-year-old residence in Osoyoos. The in-ground services were put in the mid-40s, and I called BC1 and got an underground display of all of the services from back then. Nice little hand-drawn, kind of a schematic of everything that was on my property. So somehow or another they have access to these ancient records. And
Yeah, what they've typically done is,
It's amazing.
if they don't have our latest records, what we would do is we would, when we fill out a water card, if you will, we will scan any new information that we have to BC1 so that they keep it on with their records, so that they will update their records as we update our records. So every time we update our records, we would send them a scanned copy, and they would have it so that in the future it would be there.
Well, it sounds like a
Definitely.
a good system, yeah. So all in favor of option 1? Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Dinwiddie. And next is the special and standing committees. Mr. Zackel, are you going to? Yeah, okay.
You look like
Miss
that.
Van Vieren, it says. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, it does, but I'll read this on behalf of her. So before council is the 2016 special and standing committees that was brought forward from the committee of the whole meeting from December 7th. Council has the ability to set up special and standing committees to deal with specific issues. Appointments of members of the committees is done through council resolution. Attached is a list of council committees. Council reviewed this at the December 7th committee of the whole meeting. New schedule is attached and must be formally adopted by resolution. Not only should council confirm the council representative to the committee, but should also confirm the staff members of the public on each committee. Implications: community. Community will benefit from council representation on a various special and standing committees. Organizational: no staff time is incurred. The appointees or alternates will report to council on committee activities. Budget: none. Significant dates: appointments should be made as soon as possible in order for business of the communities can continue with little disruption. Under sustainability: good input on specific matters. I believe there's a couple of the standing committees that we're going to make slight changes to.
I'm just wondering whether we shouldn't just read out the committee and who the council representative is, and that way we'll make sure everybody hears the same information.
Absolutely.
Did you want me to do that, or did you?
I don't mind doing it.
Go
so
ahead.
that
We'll just make sure
everybody
that
can
we've
hear.
got it correct.
So
Okay.
under the advisory design panel, ADP, Councillor Youngberg would be the council representative. Staff representatives would be Alan Cunningham and our Planning and Development Services Secretary. Members of the public, which we have up to 5, would be Roger Horton, Julie Hamilton, Bob Stubbs, Joanne Hebig, and Herb Wycherley. Under the Child and Youth Committee, Councillor Youngberg would be council representative. Members not appointed by council include Kevin Tulak, the program director, Verlish Strawn, Interior Health, Lindsay Slobosian, Boys and Girls Club, Joan Chambers, Literacy Now, SOS, Chad Teagan, Desert Sun Counseling Center, David DeSaltis, Penticton and Area Women's Center, Legal Advisory, Hope Mendez of MCFD. Under the Destination Osoyoos Board, we've got Councillor King and alternate Councillor Mike Campbell.
No, that's changed to Councillor Youngberg.
Okay. So Councillor Youngberg is the main representative.
No,
So
King.
it's
alternate
Councillor
Young.
King with the alternate of Councillor Youngberg.
Okay. Okay, great. Under the EDAC committee, we have Councillor Campbell and alternate Councillor King.
That would be Councillor Youngberg is the alternate.
Okay. Thank you. Under Highway 3 Coalition, Mayor McCordoff, and the alternate is Councillor C.J. Rhodes. Under MIBC, Councillor King, and the alternate Councillor Campbell. And representative from staff is Ms. Van Vianen. Under the Okanagan Regional Library, Councillor Youngberg, and the alternate is Councillor Campbell. Under the Community Service Advisory Committee, Councillor King, the alternate Councillor Campbell, and staff representatives are Mr. Davis and Ms. Dynison. 3 residents of the town of Osoyoos, which we include John Kataranchuk, Mel Turner, and Peter Beckett. Under the RDOS, Mayor McCordoff and Councillor Rhodes. Under Restorative Justice Committee, Councillor King. We have 6 members of the community, which includes council members appointed, which are Herbert Witcherly, Brian Holgate, Arlen Gregg, Cheryl Plaskett, Terry Koleski, which is the Regional Program Coordinator for the RCMP.
Can I just say that Ms. Kolaski has moved to the island, so is not the program coordinator there any longer. I imagine that they have changed and there's someone else. I just don't know who it is.
Okay. Under School Board Liaison, Councillor Campbell, and the alternate is Councillor Youngberg. Under the Traffic Safety Committee, Councillor Rhodes, and the alternate is Councillor King. We have staff representatives of Mr. Romanko, Mr. Dinwiddie, and Mr. Cunningham. And Jeff Wiseman from the Ministry of Transportation and Sergeant Randy Bosch from the RCMP are the members of the public. Under the Waterfront Steering Committee, Councillor Rhodes, with staff representatives being Mr. Romanko and Mr. Cunningham.
Yeah, that's the alternate.
Under the Waterfront Steering Committee, the alternate is Councillor Campbell. And as well, the other staff members involved are Mr. Davis and Mr. Terry Underwood from True Consulting. Under Emergency Executive Committee, Councillor King, and the alternate Mayor McCordoff. And staff representatives are Mr. Romanko and Ms. Van Vianen. And under the public is RCMP Fire Chief and BC Health Services and other department heads as required. And the recommendation at this time is for council to adopt these committee members.
So I just want to make sure that before we adopt this, that everybody is comfortable with the few changes.
Under EDAC, where it says 3 community members, I only see 2 there, Len and Rob.
The other one's Martin.
And it's
We've left
Martin Connolly is
Okay.
the 3rd member on there. Good, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, is that Councillor Campbell?
I would make a motion that council make appointments to the committees as they're followed in the sheet there.
Okay. Councillor Rhodes, all in favor of this? Thank you very much. Thank you for making the changes in that. And notice of motion. Do we have any notices of motion? No. So we'll go into reports, and that would be the general net payroll and Sun Bowl Arena financial accounts. Merry Christmas to our water councillors. So the general Sun Bowl Arena and net payroll accounts are the amount of general cash is $278,908.98. And the Sun Bowl cash requirements are $8,631.22, and those would both be adopted by consensus. And the net payroll accounts of $68,484.34, and that is received for information. Thank you. Committee reports. I don't think we have any in here. And so we will go on to CAO report. Would that be?
Barry didn't provide any written report. He's on holidays, as we know. And just like to say to all of staff, all of members of the public and community, Merry Christmas. And we'll talk to you and see you in the new year.
Thank you. And thank you to Mr. Zackel for taking over these responsibilities today, because Mr. Romanko is on the ski hill at Marmot Basin. That's what he said he was doing. So we hope he has a good, safe holiday in Alberta. Okay, so we'll go on to councillor reports, and Councillor Campbell, you're first.
Thank you, Mayor McCordoff. Last week, I attended the groundbreaking for the Area 27 racetrack project, as well as Councillor Youngberg and Councillor King. Great representation from Osoyoos, Oliver, and Penticton on an extremely exciting project that has taken 3 years to get to this point, but they're finally putting some shovels in the ground, so very exciting. As well, last week, attended the budget meetings, which, again, hats off to Director Zacco and the rest of administration for preparing us as well as they did for that meeting. And lastly, just a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor King.
Thank you, Mayor McCordoff. I guess you're going to hear the same thing. Attended the Area 27, and quite amazed there was over 100 people there, and there was quite a bit of snow on the ground. I'd also really like to thank the Coyotes for such entertainment they have given us this fall, and wish them the best in the new year. And likewise attended the budget meeting, which is going to be kind of exciting to move forward with some new projects this year. And again, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Councillor Youngberg.
Thank you, Mayor McCordoff. First off, I'd like to wish Kathy Burton a real happy retirement. She's been with the library for 35 years, and she was finished as of December the 18th, and a gal who is from Okanagan Falls by the name of Georgia is taking the head position as librarian. And one interesting thing I think is possibly for everybody out there is they have a huge e-tech division where you can rent all sorts of e-courses and DVDs and anything else that comes by way of e-technology. They've really increased their division extensively. So have a visit to the website, ORL website for Osoyoos Library. It's very interesting. Rocket Santa, our congratulations go out to Community Services. They put on a fabulous event on Saturday, well attended, and it's deemed as a growing success by Community Services. They really were happy with the outcome. And my Child and Youth Committee meeting is planned for January the 13th for anyone out there that is interested in sharing any of their thoughts or finances with our Child and Youth Community. Meeting from the South Okanagan will be very well received. January 13th at 1 o'clock in the Seminar Center. And Desert Park, just an update which I just received. They're so happy with this year. They've got the RV stalls all full, and there's 191 horses, and there's 6 motels involved in reservations, and they're here for 2.5 months. So the facility is moving along with just such great success and management within the Board of Directors. So congratulations to them, and season greetings to everybody out there. Hopefully your holidays and the new year will be very successful.
Thank you. Councillor Rhodes.
Thank you, Mayor McCordoff. Well, first off, I would like everybody to know that I did not attend the Area 27 function. Brianne, Jim, Carol, Sue, Mike, Jim, a lot of Jims around this table today. Process here, Val. I can't say enough about the experience over the last year. I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a great Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope that the new year is filled with hope, happiness, good health, and prosperity. And I'd also like to mention that I will be missing the January 18th meeting for a vacation. Didn't really want to mention that, but I did like to emphasize that this will be my first meeting in 7 years of sitting here that I will be missing, and I'm kind of sad about it, but in one respect I'm quite happy about it because it makes my wife happy, and my couch is really uncomfortable, so just thought everybody would like to know that. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And actually, I should point out that Councillor Campbell and I will be here during the month of January. The other 3 do have some holidays planned, so we wish them very well on that. But we will have Councillor King back for our meeting in January. I just wanted to wish Kathy Burton a very happy retirement as well. And at the library for 35 years, she's kind of a fixture in there. She was very calm and collected and knew exactly what was going on. But I'm certainly happy that that Georgia, who was a Goebel and grew up here, so Georgia Goebel has lived here all her life, went to school here, and she is now, and that's not her married name, that's her maiden name. And I can't, no, I didn't teach her. I taught her brother, though.
Of course you did.
And I'm just trying to think, Georgia Broyel, that's her name now, but it was Goebel, and so I am convinced that she is going to be perfect for the job because she will know many of the people that come in to the library. So good for you, Georgia, and happy retirement, Kathy. Over the last week, we're very sad. We've lost one of our very, very good citizens, Lionel Dallas. He was, when he moved here, I think he was retired. He got involved right away in the Osoyoos Lake Water Science Water Quality Society. Really big push on that, and also in Crime Watch. I think that's what it was called, Crime Watch. And he, for many, many years, he would come to our 2 o'clock meetings, council meetings, and he always sat in the audience. He took, until he wasn't able to attend anymore through health reasons, but he was just very interested in town, very knowledgeable, and we're going to miss him. He was a great citizen. I was also at Rockin' with Santa at the arena the other day, and just like to, as well as Councillor Youngberg, thank our town staff for doing such a great job, and for all Coyotes were there, the royalty was there, and lots of people made that a success. So thank you very much. And I just want to thank Director Zackel for the great amount of work he put into putting together a budget document last week. It seems to me we were there at 8:30 in the morning, and I think we left about 5:45. So it was a long day, and we talked about lots of issues. And he's done a phenomenal job of putting it all together and making it very understandable for us. And just so that the public knows this, on January the 18th, there will be council meetings that day, but in the evening we will have a public forum or a meeting, and anybody who would like to give some input into something that they think might or that should go on on the budget for this year is certainly asked to contact Town Hall. Don't do it today, do it in January, and asked to be put on the agenda for that night. Last year we had quite a few people that came and responded, so if you would like to attend and listen or attend and make a presentation, please know that that's the time that you can do it. And finally, I just want to say to everybody, to our staff, to my fellow council members, to all of the public and our visitors here, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. However you celebrate the next couple of weeks, please do it, have fun, eat healthy, get enough sleep, laugh lots, and drive safely. So all the best in 2016. And that's over and out for today. Thank you very much. And we need a resolution to adjourn the meeting. Councillor Youngberg, Councillor Rhodes, all in favor. Thank you. Over and out. Over and out. Well.